say 26 months.
Right in class. What you say? I only meant well. When you keep the one lane there. That was a fun stream. That was simpler times. The what you say? Seems good not to mess around even to have Shadow the Sky. Value secured. Guess now I'm gonna get great hinged. I agree, for a great hinge seems like one too many. I mean, I love the card, I think it's really powerful, but what event is this? It's not an event, I'm just playing against one of my subs who's doing really well with mono green. I want to see how the matchup goes. It's easy to get lost with just cries, I feel, with this deck. When you kind of have it all, you're like, you have it all, but you also haven't won the game quite yet, and you're like, well, that card's pretty good, you know, but it can be hard to figure out, like, if pretty good is good enough or not. Could do Conclave, I guess. Maybe EC is better. Not sure. EC is kind of nice when you have Yorion in hand. You think there's a 60 card Yorion list? I mean, I can obviously play 60 cards for Yorion, but I think the extra Yorion's really good. I'd not play 60 right now. Alright, well. What does he have in his sideboard? Nothing special. I don't know if Prince does that much against him. Seems kind of bad. Maybe Tome is even worse. Demorazor kind of owns me. I can see this matchup being tough. I mean, it used to be tough, right? Blue-white Yorion when we had Teferi in our set. But that version might be better against green than the old version, actually. If you're playing, you got Skyclave in the meantime, and you're playing Shatter the Sky, yeah. I just started playing for the first time since Mercadian Mask. Geez, what are some online resources I can use to reintegrate myself to the game? Well, you can check out magic.gg to see the events, like the qualifiers and stuff. You can, check out a website like channelfireball.com, my sponsor, for articles and videos and deck guides. You could get on Twitter and follow a bunch of people. I mean, I don't recommend Twitter. I use it a lot, but probably not the best live decision. What else is good? Just Twitch in general, honestly. Twitch is pretty good. Just watch people stream. To set up for the CFB flag, yeah. I mean, I figured if they just came back to the game, I'm not gonna hit them with the full CFB plug. Hello G-Champ, what's up? MTG Goldfish 2 is pretty well designed. Well, looks like we're getting ran over here. Maybe I have to do Tome. And starts crying. I get blown out by everything, but like second birth just not doing that much for me, honestly. Putting Yorion in my hand either. Alright, I'm just gonna play Tome. And lose if he has Gem Razor, lose if he has Land plus Hedge or Henge. I wonder if my hand was a mulligan. What was it? Like Birth, Maze Mine Tome? Birth's not that great against the green decks. Like, it's a fine card, but it doesn't really do much. You never know. I think I'm more likely to need the untap land than I am to play to Emira's Call this game. So let's say he has absolutely nothing. 2 turns in a row. I think this is good. Charming Prince would have been kind of nice this game. Not like I drew my sideboard cards though. Would have been better than a Tome. It's kind of bad with a Foreshadow this guy in your deck. Kept the second Yorion because I figured there was nothing better I could do than cast ECD, and then there was nothing I could do than cast Yorion. And I figured like going Birth plus second Yorion would be like as good as it gets. Not in love. Probably good enough, but well, I don't know if it's good enough, but I have to keep. I do have a curve, but it's always the same thing. When you don't have Omen of the Sea, every hand seems just so much worse. My streams are really chill and nice to watch. Yeah. Thanks. Gain 1. It's the one life that's gonna make the difference. The one life that made all the difference. My precious. Croakies is smart. I didn't see much, but I felt like his band deck was basically white green splashing for Omen of the Sea now. got a point. ONC is the best card in the deck. That's pretty good for me, because then I can like... Alright, let's see. How many lands do I actually have here? And do I want a second Shatter? Alright, I'm gonna play Mimic. Scatter a creature, maybe. Or not. Could put Yorion in my hand. I could shatter something and then I could scatter something and then shatter, so he doesn't get to draw the card. No, he could have Garruk. I don't think that Garruk's that big of a deal. Maybe my line sucks against Garruk. So I got to counter that. Then that lets me put Yorion in my hand. We're gonna let it resolve Shatter, and then that... I think that Scatter, I'm just never gonna get to use it if I don't use it now. How many Vivian does he have? I think if he had Garruk, he would have played Garruk there. I could be wrong. Gemrazor, Lovestruck Beast, da-da-da. Great Hand. He has free Garruk after sideboard and second Vivian if he wants to. I mean, I don't even care that much if his next turn is like land Vivian or a land Garruk. Alright, I'm gonna try this line. Gemrazor would be pretty good for him. Should we play Conundrums as Owen 5-6? I think there's better cards you can play. If you want more of that effect. The Prophecy is actually pretty decent too. Nice. I got the Omen of the Sea 4 times. No. 0% mythic. Sounds alright. Skycliff's pretty good against them. I do need second white. Can draw a lot of cards. Second white, Omen of the Sea, Miladius. I don't know. Half my deck. That works. Targeted testing, I know. Look at me. Kind of being serious about it. City Gag. Could mimic and get their Garuk. What else can I do? I can soul them and let them bash me for billions. If I soul them now, I can double spell next turn. If they make another token, they lose. They're probably gonna plus. But if they plus, then they can play the Great Henge, and I just lose. That's not great. He's playing 4 Great Henge in his list. I really can't see this matchup being close with 4 Shatter main deck. Shatter's good, but a lot of the time they'll have a big creature in play so they draw a card. And they have like enough of Planeswalkers and cards like the Great Henge that they can recover, and they don't need to commit a million creatures to the board. It used to be like that back in the day. Oh, they're playing 4 Wrath of Gods against that creature deck. GG, you know. Alright, it's kind of good for me to double block, right? No pump spells? Could have ram through. Double block, he ram through 1. Takes his turn and then I shatter. Is that good? Give him a 4/4 back. Alright, I'll take it. You think Solemn Summon Archon is good in Dimir control? I think it's alright. Maybe not 4, but you could also play like tap out version with Solemn and some Ugins and Ashiok, you know, something to ramp into. Someone did well in the CFB Pro Challenge yesterday with Blue Black. They got some prizes. That was cool. I saw them play. They got Manuscript against Strosky. I wonder how they would have done. Alright, so... Interesting. Doesn't seem like the worst. I don't know if it's good enough though. I need to find an ECD or a Dream Trawler or something big. I have some cards from 17 years ago. Yeah, I don't know if they're actual Mercadian Mask cards. I wouldn't get too excited. Don't block like that. It's game 1. I think this is a good block. I mean, he could have ram through, but I don't think it's the end of the world. How'd find out what they're worth? Yeah, I mean, just go on the... My stream is sponsored by a website called channelfireball.com, so you could go check out their site, see their prices, and they have, you know, if you want to sell them eventually or just know how much they're worth. I mean, you can just use Google and find that pretty easily. Let us know if you find something pretty sweet. It's always cool stories. Doesn't happen that often though. To like, usually people who find their old cards, it's like nothing great. He's like, got that playset of Mishra's Workshop. Yeah, apparently there's one of the antique roadshows was a binder of Magic cards beta Power 9. I heard about it. I never watched it, but I heard about the app. Can I not die next turn? I have to shatter. I mean, I don't think he's gonna misplay, but you never know. Oh, he's blocking the wrong one right now. Oh. Alright, that makes sense too. I thought he would just block Solomon and chum the 2-2. It's not great. He gets a 4-4 back. He gets to like trigger the Enclave. It's actually better to do the Birth or shatter this guy. Yeah, my LGS used to run a monthly tournament, and the prize was always a piece of power, and I won a Black Lotus once, and I instantly traded it for store credit, so I could keep playing tournaments and buy sandwiches and cans of Coke and stuff. I mean, that's what everyone did, literally. Let's see. All right. Might be able to set up something nice here. Vivian basically means you have infinite action, but you never know. Is Charming Prince actually better than a random draw step? Maybe not. Seems kind of value when I have Yorion in hand. It's like 6 life plus a blocker, plus potential like... Yeah, I think when I won the Black Lotus, I think it was 1,000 francs maybe back then. Is there like a history of price of Black Lotus? Black Lotus MTG price store. How would you Google that storyline? Let's see. No, price history. That makes sense. I think I probably won that tournament in like 1998 or something. And it was probably like white bordered. Yeah, it was probably that. Would I go back? Oh, sorry. Oh no, it's not my turn. Okay, he's still thinking. Timeline goes back to... Doesn't go back. Go ahead to another shatter. I'm gonna shatter Yorion. Or I could Prince Yorion. I mean, I'm not gonna be able to kill Vivian, right? Probably shatter Yorion is good, right? Probably 398. Yeah, that would make sense because I sold it for 1,000 francs, which is, I guess no, 1,000 francs is 150 euros. Pierre here. It's funny, that was a guy who was called Pierre, but he was like the judge. He was actually the head judge of the tournament who made me cry in that tournament that I won. But that wouldn't be him. Told that story before. That changed the rules. It was so stupid. Basically, if you wanted to play a spell at the end of your opponent's turn, you had to say, oh man, these apparitions, I mean, I don't think they're good enough. You had to say like, it went to like saying in your end step, I want to do, I want to bolt you. But they changed the rules and you had to say discard step in your discard step. Because if you said end of turn, it meant end of turn and you couldn't do anything anymore. And like 2 turns in a row in the finals, I was still used to saying end of turn, and I said end of turn instead of discard step, and the head judge just didn't let me play my spell. And I don't know if it cost me that game and then I won the match, or it almost cost me the match, or something like that, but I was really upset. I was like, this is dumb. What a stupid rule. What's the point? Did you find something? $90.94? You have like $90.98? Alright, looks like we're actually gonna win this game. I feel like he braked a lot. May not. You know what? I should have apparition and attack first. That's kind of a misplay. Probably would have chomped. Not sure if this game's over though. Might as well, right? Blinking apparition? Does that make any sense? Not really, right? Oh yeah, because it comes back at the end of his turn. Oh, of course I had to do it. Oops. Uh-oh, ram through. He plays 4. Ooh, no ram through. How'd I have to block? $270. That's so insane. I feel like he might have put me in a tough spot there if he just attacked with a bunch of mana up. Because then I might have to make a really bad block not to die to Which 7-0 is the comrade deck? Yeah, it's good, right? Do I still like Maze Mind Tome that apparition is more popular? I don't know, I think it's fine. Maybe we'll get the anthem. Yeah, I actually have the soundboard up, but I keep forgetting. Twiddle, false orders. Ah man, it makes me like sick to my stomach to see these prices. Persian's pretty key in the matchup. And I think Epiphany can turn things around. Just Cryland, good mana, cycling lands. I think this is fine keep. He mulligan, maybe he'll have like a slow hand. Why is Apparition so good? Because it deals with any permanents. One of the things that makes Apparition insane is that not only do you just get back a token, you don't get back your card, so like instead of getting back a 5/5, they'll get back a 3/3 and maybe have a wool out, you know, my 0/4 wool from Birth of Meletis. So it basically doesn't even matter if they get their card back. And the card they get back just has summon sickness in some ways. So that's also another big thing, because it used to be like, okay, I don't know, you banishing light a planeswalker and they like kill your banishing light and get back their planeswalker, they get to use it right away, and the card you get back just has, not only is it a crappy token, but it has summoning sickness. It's just so good. And like it exiles forever. Yeah, it's like just really, really good. Alright, I'm not gonna mess around. Persian is the best white card in Zendikar. Yeah, I mean it's the best. I mean Omnath is a white card, so that might not be true, but it's probably the best mono white card they've printed in like, I don't know, years, tens of years, decades, ever. Yeah, you also can't kill it with a trigger on the stack. ECD. Well, Aberration's better than ECD if you look at Eternals formats and stuff. Said it oops. I'm not sure what that oops for. Do I feel like I'm bullying Tristan? Alright, maybe keeping that Dreamshaller was a bit greedy. I think that was a fine play. I think cycling is better than putting Yorion in my hand. Yeah, I'm guessing he doesn't have Primal Might in his deck after sideboard. He could have had Garug though. Can't tell how many lands he has in play, if it's 5 or 6. Am I supposed to just play Dream Trawler here? What can happen if I play Dream Trawler? Ram Fruit doesn't really do anything. Could Shatter first and then Dream Trawler. I don't think he has Primal in his deck after sideboard. I know his list doesn't have Questing Beast. Hey, Maître de Clé. Ooh, 20 push-ups. Ooh. Shatter and then Dream Trawler to turn afterwards, or? I'm gonna Dream Trawler first. This cycling that land was not that great. I wish I had land number 8 here, and I wish I had Yorion in hand. What was the reasoning for not shattering first? Okay, how do you explain that? Basically, I thought their board was manageable. If I just play Dream Trawler, they're in a bad spot. Whereas if I play Shatter first, they get to draw a card, so they untap with 4 cards in hand. And I don't know, I felt like if they played something big, my Dream Trawler might not be in a good spot, I guess. But it was close. Alright, so obviously this is good to keep up. I could Shatter now. No, that's really bad. Could Thassa Blink. I think that's pretty bad too. I think I just say go. I don't know, I didn't think there was much he could have if I just played my Dream Trawler to put me in a bad spot. Then once you start swinging with Dream Trawler, you don't even need Shatter the Sky anymore. This plane's really good here. I counter the first creature they play, and then I can bounce their token and get a copy of Dream Trawler. Copying Dream Trawler is pretty sweet, not gonna lie. Counter the offhand. Well, if you counter to, it's not a trigger, it's coming to play, so if you counter the creature, he doesn't draw. I guess I don't have to, right? Seems equally good. I don't think it matters. Should have bounced a 4/4 token, probably. Broken. Can't even say thanks. Yeah, bouncing the hench was pretty bad. Doesn't matter. I'm one short. Good cycle. I keep scatter up since he has great henge in play, like... I mean, I see it doesn't really matter. I'm not even sure why I'm countering this. That's really bad too. Whatever, who cares? Games. Alright, I can't tell if I'm running good or if Tristan's just playing against Monsons on the ladder and he's beating them. Yeah, those games were close. I had like the turn I played Dream Trawler, I could have played Shatter the Sky, and I wasn't sure which one was better. I also scried that Dream Trawler to the top on like turn 1 was my Scrowland, and it was, I don't know, kind of worked out. The first game I think I had 4 turns, but I didn't feel, yeah, I wasn't paying attention, but yeah, he did fizzle pretty hard on that Vivian. As a Rogues matchup, I don't know, I only played it once, but I played against the creature version, and it was really close. I beat it, but I'm assuming Rogue's not great, but I think Rogue just loses to everything else. So I'm not sure how relevant that is. I think maybe Rogues loses to the green decks and loses to Trolls, the Feast Troll King, loses to Red-Black, and loses to Black-Green Adventure, so... Oh, I have to choose now? We just do Skyclave. Yeah. No need to gamble on, like, Skyclave Apparition. You might have Gem Razor anyways. Right. So Tristan was saying Arena is bugged and you're supposed to get a... Apparently you're supposed to get a... both casting costs combined. And it only gives you... Well, in this case it would be 4 anyways because it's a Stone Cold, but... I never noticed that bug or never have it come up for me. What's the good list? What's the good Rogues list, by the way, right now? Because no one plays Rogues anymore, so I don't know what the good list is or one of the good lists. I know Seth was playing the other day, and he didn't even have the 1/1 Death Touch. He only had the... he literally only had the 1/3 flash. It was his only rogue. He was playing even more control-ish build, I guess, with even less creatures. Oh, looked away and I was dead. Alright. I see he took advantage of... Alright, is Owen of the Sun actually better than Charming Prince? I think Owen of the Sun's worse. I've been keeping it in. It's kind of nice with Shatter the Sky because it's a permanent that survives Shatter the Sky, so when you Yorion it later you get 2 1/1s, but the 1/1s are kind of irrelevant, honestly. Not irrelevant, but you know. Like, what's better, Charming Prince or Tomb? I think Charming Prince has actually been okay. Like, Blinking Apparition's just super relevant. I think I like the Prophecy. I think the Prophecy plays out nicely. Also keeping more creature is good with Stasa. Simulacrum not too slow. It's a bit slow, but you need some value. You need some little card advantage. Hey Sanctum, yeah. I saw you were pretty high rank with blue whites. I saw you got paired against some streamer yesterday night or today. Can't remember. Been crushing. I think playing against rogues is okay. It's not like as bad as the L flash decks that just curved counter spells and mystic snakes and you literally died before resolving a spell. They're still powerful because they've had Lurrus and Into the Story, so they got like decent early game and then good late game, and it's not, you can actually like kill their stuff. It's not as frustrating. I don't think it's nearly as bad as when the flash decks were good. Like Ambusher and Mystic, what's his face? That was... Well, if you hate rocks, try to make it... If you hate rogues, try to make it to Mythic, because for some reason rogues appear to be non-existent in Mythic, but apparently it's plaguing the lower brackets. I have the wrong counter spell. If you're playing against Rogue a lot, just try and play red-black Ragdos if you like that deck, if you have the cards for it. It's like solid overall, and it's good against, it's one of the best decks against Rogue. I mean, Mythic was Rogue today, congrats. Rogue Male, is that the version with the crab? Wow, no gem razor. Sick. Man, I wish I had that glass casket in hand. I could go casket. I mean, I might get hit by the Great Henge, but I think passing up on the two cards just... Alright, we found ECD anyways. Typhoon and Sideboard for Ragdos. I think that's what Reed was doing too. He was boarding out Lurrus and bringing in Shark Typhoons. Seems nice to block, right? And I'll have a creature in the yard for ECD, which is not a given. Oh, he didn't ram through? I guess he's off it. Oh, bless up, homie. How's little Barak? Thanks for the raid. Thanks for the raid and welcome from everyone's stream, everyone from the Jaber stream. Appreciate you, dude. J-Bro. Probably the best cube drafter on Arena or on Twitch. If you like watching people cube, you should 100% check his stream out. Cubing is fantastic. Oh, you couldn't have free because of the ECD tax, right? My bad. Saludos de Argentina. I'm not a big fan of Argentina because it always gets us in GeoGuessr. When we play GeoGuessr, Argentina is too big. It's hard to pinpoint on the map. That's kind of annoying, actually. Kind of rude. Yeah, Chile's pretty rough, too. South America in general is rough. Did I just free this game? I think I'm going to be okay, right? Surely. I feel like I'm clicking button at randoms right now. This is probably fine though. Is that who's just gonna defeat my entire deck? Can bring the casket. Yeah, I can copy my Yorion and bring the casket. Maybe I should just use my epiphany. Maybe I'm just yeah. Oh well, I can counter a spell. Let's see the remix, the yellowhat. Alright, poor yellowhat song. I got totally trumped.
Hey pal.
What are you saying, Tyler? What's up, buddy? Thanks for the 9 months. Sure, I could use some lands. I guess one land was good. I've abandoned you, Tyler, but you're still sub. Appreciate it. I've totally forsaken Magic Online. They got me. They got me was the MPL.
IPITANGA Kriegasm.
Ipitanga, Tocantins, Minas Gerais. The GeoGuessr is making us better at geography. I'm an expert on Brazilian geography now. Can't speak English anymore though. So that card can be really good against them. The question is, am I really going to have a spot to play it? Alright, I'm going to keep it on top. I think it's going to work out. Irish Montreal. Almost 2 years was a tier 1 sub. Thank you so much. And let's go to IT. Thanks for the resub. Starting to regret keeping that negate. Because the Great Henge is not that scary when I have all that removal. And then Garruk, I'm not going to be able to keep mana up next turn anyways. I don't think so. I don't know, I guess I could take a hit maybe. We'll see. I mean, odds are that negate is going to be good at some point, but... I mean, I guess Garruk is beatable. But now Gem Razor kind of owns me. I guess if the Gem Razor I can shatter the sky. They draw a card, but... I mean, I might end... Yeah, I don't know. The negate, keeping the negate. Do I still play GeoGuessr? Yeah, every day. Every day. I actually have the daily challenge from today. And I'm not sure if I'm gonna stream till 2 a.m. today. I'll see. Might be a double GeoGuessr kind of night. Double challenge. Is this ranked? No, this is against. This is like better than ranked. Tristan is. Last time I played against him, he was ranked 8 on the ladder. I don't know what his rank is right now, but he's probably at least in the top 50. If it was ranked, you'd show. Show. Yeah, keeping that negate was sketch. I think keeping the omen's kind of nice, but negate. I mean, you could argue that I should have bottom both. Alright, that like worked out. I've been running good in these spots of him not having the card to punish me. Well, we know he probably doesn't have Vivian. Wow. Oh, this was really bad. Kind of weird to top 2 here and not have a land drop, but I think it's good. In Clary, he doesn't have much. That wasn't like 100. Yeah, it was pretty over. Even Vivian, I can like Glass Gasket the token and... Alright.